5 mine workers are now feared dead following a devastating mud rush incident at the Ekapa Mine in Kimberley. Rescue operations have been underway for several days after the workers became trapped nearly 900 meters underground when mud and water flooded sections of the shaft. Authorities say difficult underground conditions, including flooding and unstable ground, have slowed recovery efforts, while Mineral and Petroleum Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe has indicated that the chances of finding the workers alive are extremely slim. Operations at the mine remain suspended as investigations into the cause of the incident get underway. For the latest development this hour, here's Ulrich Hendricks, who is standing by outside the Ekapa Mine in Kimberley for the latest for us this hour. So, Ulrich, it's a race against time at this hour, and the rescue teams have now been working around the clock for several days under extremely difficult underground conditions. Can you take us through what the operations currently look like at this stage on the ground, and just what challenges rescuers are facing in trying to reach the trapped miners, and whether officials have even given any indication of when recovery teams might finally gain access to the affected area?
Hi, good morning, Tolisi. Well, it's been 5 days since the miners were trapped underground by that mud rush. They had started pumping basically almost immediately following, that mud rush. And things have not been looking good for the past 4 days or so. What we know is that although they were pumping aggressively at some point, the water that were coming in or the water they were pumping out were not matching the water they were pumping in. 2 days ago, for example, they were at 35 meters. So after 4 days of pumping, that was not a lot. Of course, yesterday, we had the visit by the minister here who, after an hour and a half and looking at the conditions down there, came out and said that, we must be realistic, and after so many days and the severity of the incident of the mud rush, it is unlikely that the 5 men trapped underground are, of course, still alive. We understand that the mine has conveyed that message to the families of the 5 men. And so now you have 5 families, obviously, also going through various emotions, with that knowledge that the people that they love might be deceased. At the moment, the rescue missions, because Ekapa has not reclassified the mission yet as a retrieval mission, they're still saying that it's a rescue mission, still underway. Let's get the latest from Dumsa. Tell us, Lerato, overnight, you've got an update for us in terms of that operations trying to retrieve the men.
Good morning, my brother, and good morning to all the viewers out there. You'll remember that yesterday we did go underground with the team that included the minister. So we did see there was a drilling process that was taking place there by the rescue team. What they were trying to do is to install a camera actually that maybe might detect the 5 employees who are still trapped there inside. So the update that we have with that process of drilling and installing of the camera is that they can't see anything, they can't detect any life. So I think we have to now start facing reality like the minister said, but we are still hoping for the best.
Talking about that presumption of death, as a colleague, as a union member of these people, of the men trapped down there, how do you feel?
As NUMSA, we are very certain. I don't want to lie to you. This situation is not treating all of us very well. So hence we are with the families. Each and every day, each and every night when we sleep, we do pray that these 5 gentlemen, they come out there alive, because these are the husbands, these are the fathers of children who are still looking up to their fathers to say, my father must take me to school and so forth. So it's very certain to us. We are just praying that they come out alive. If we have to pray, all of us, we are calling for the nation to be with these families in their prayers.
When you were down there and looking at the operation, things are moving a bit slow, as the minister also said yesterday. Water coming in while they are trying to pump out. Looking at that situation down there, what is your sense in terms of when will rescue teams reach the trapped men?
It's so sad that we have other workers there actually trying to rescue other workers. We must not portray this rescue team as if it's a team that is coming from heaven or from a place that we don't know. These are workers working also for their respective companies. So what we saw is that even though the process is running very slow, they are trying their level best. Because, yesterday they showed us something that at least the water levels are dropping, but not in a speed that they would have wished them to drop. So the manner how the process is going and everything, it just needs our patience. Nothing else that we can do besides that.
Thank you very much. Lerato Mohantla from NUMSA, of course, talking about the operations and where they're currently at, saying that things are moving a bit slowly, but better safe than sorry, because the men that are conducting this rescue mission, Kolisi, is of course obviously also workers. They are also people who are responsible for families. But at this moment, things are still going on. The mission is still ongoing. They are trying to still pump water. We're still looking at Ekapa for an update, their daily update in terms of how far they've pumped so far, and when they hope to reach the men. But we know from the progress they have gotten so far, it will still take a couple of days before they reach that goal.